This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Stephanie Roberts.
And along with John Scalzi, I'm Don Brennan. And what an intruder it was knocking at his door.
Yikes.
Yes, but a great video and a great save of the day by Sarasota Police. We'll tell you about that. But first, John has issued a weather advisory.
I don't do that.
His forecast, the fact that he explained and told everybody where the fog was, then the National Weather Service had to issue advisories or something like that. John, go ahead. Explain.
I don't think it has anything to do with that.
Where's the dry air?
That's pretty cool.
That's what I want to know.
Well, you drove through it. You didn't get any fog coming down to speak of.
No, but I'm not going to call it dry air. It was
sprinkling.
Drier.
Thick.
Drier air, yeah.
Soup.
It is pea soup, actually, in some parts of the Suncoast down to the south, particularly around the mouth of Charlotte Harbor, inland areas around Arcadia. There is a dense fog advisory issued for that location. We are not seeing the widespread fog that we have seen over the last couple of days, though, and I think this dense fog that does exist down to the south of us, that will probably not linger as long as it has over the last several days. I know we've had fog that has lasted until 2, 3 o'clock out in Gulf waters. That is not going to be the case today. Visibility is reduced down to about a quarter mile in some locations, though that fog will be rapidly improving as we head through the morning hours because of a cloud cover sinking southward due to a cold front, and also because wind speeds will be picking up just a little bit. We'll look for about a 10% chance of a shower or two accompanying some of the clouds that move through the area, and daytime highs, even after the front moves through, will still be in the upper 70s. So just watch for that little bit of fog in inland areas and down to the south, and everything will be good this morning. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, John. Taking a look at Suncoast roadways. As John said, there is fog, so be aware of that. It may be the cause of some of the backups that have been going on around Cortez and 41 this morning. 41 south, as you approach Cortez Road, has been somewhat delayed. No accidents there, but it is slow going there. And it has been all morning at certain different spots of that intersection. Otherwise, everything's moving along all over the Suncoast, so obviously people are heeding John's warning about driving safely in the fog.
And be careful up north, too. Just a little bit of drizzle and mist I drove through in Manatee County out there, so extra caution. It is 6:03 and topping our news at this hour. The owner of a local pet store is suing Sarasota County in his final effort to save his business.
An ordinance banning the sale of commercially bred animals set to go into effect next month. Those in favor of the change say many of the animals sold in stores often come from substandard breeders and puppy mills. The owner of Petland, however, says the ban is based on emotion and not reality.
There's a small group of people with a very loud voice. They defame us. They'll say anything that they feel like they should be able to say to make us look like we have bad business practices, and it's just not the truth.
The issue stems from the puppy mills up north that are shipping puppies into the state. This was a measure to help put an end to the puppy mills.
The ordinance goes into effect on January 27th. Petland's lawyer hoping a judge will issue a temporary injunction before that date.
A public hearing will be held today for plans to build a new I-75 overpass that would connect Lakewood Ranch Boulevard to Cattleman Road. Sarasota County officials say the overpass would relieve traffic on both University and Fruitville. It could also bring more state and federal funding for the future thoroughfare plan. That meeting will be held at 6:30 tonight at the Sarasota County Administration Center on Ringling Boulevard. New this morning in Northport, city commissioners are taking steps to reopen City Hall for public use. According to the Herald Tribune, they are rescinding an ordinance passed last year that has blocked outside groups from using meeting rooms in the building and forcing protests to take place outside City Hall. Groups can now apply to use space in City Hall, the Mullen Center, and Morgan Family Community Center. Rent would be based on an established fee schedule. Meanwhile, the Northport City Commission will continue with only 4 commissioners until May. In a unanimous vote, commissioners agreed to keep seat 4 vacant until voters can decide who will fill it during a special election in May. The decision follows the city charter, which says the commission shall be made up of members elected by the residents. The vacancy comes after Commissioner Jacqueline Moore resigned from the position to run for election in her home district.
The city of Venice announced this week a paperwork mistake may cost the city millions of dollars. Officials looking into lost tax revenue that may or may not be recoverable due to a property survey. City manager Ed Lavallee says it may have stemmed from the city expanding property boundaries over time through annexation.
There's a possibility that some of those annexations are not included in the contemporary assessment of property that are applied to the city.
The city is continuing to investigate if the boundaries within city limits are accurately defined. And homeowners in Venice may see an assessment fee in the near future to help pay for fire services. The city hired a consultant to research options for a fee structure for Venice homeowners that will cover the fire department's $4.6 million budget for the year. The city will also look at a 10-year projection focusing on things like staffing, fire trucks, and maintenance for Venice's 3 fire stations.
To flatline the allocation of funding for big items like that over time, you need to build up a base of resources to accommodate those expenses.
Once the consultants present the best option for all involved, it's up to the city of Venice or the Venice City Council to make that final decision.
Longboat Key Fire and Emergency Management wants to take patient care to the next level. The department wants to take a more proactive approach instead of just responding to 911 calls. The proposed care program is for Longboat Key residents who are released from Sarasota Memorial Hospital. They can voluntarily participate to get weekly free welfare checks courtesy of the fire department.
For the patient, I think it gives them an element of safety and security to know that somebody's looking out for them, especially if they're home alone.
Fire officials say they hope the care program will decrease the number of non-life-threatening EMS calls. A 6-month moratorium on medical marijuana dispensaries is now in effect for the city of Bradenton. The city council approved the moratorium one day after Manatee County did the same for unincorporated parts of the county. Bradenton officials say this is the best thing to do with something that's so new.
We want to know what the rules are, what we implement, how we police it, how we zone it. Give us the time to do that.
The city will hold workshops on medical marijuana in the coming weeks.
An Orange Ridge Bullock Elementary School may be closed for now, but it will rise again next year. The Manatee County School District approving the sale of the building to the Rowlett Academy for the Arts and Communication. The Academy is buying the building for $2.2 million, and they're going to turn it into a new middle school. School officials say the school will be open in time for the start of next school year, and they hope to have about 350 students in 6th and 7th grades next year, and 8th grade will be added for the following school year. The district closed Orange Ridge Bullock at the end of last school year, citing poor conditions and expensive repairs. Not a good combination.
No, not at all.
Well, over 100 children in need will receive some extra gifts this Christmas with help from a local church. That is a good combination right there.
Yes, it is. The congregation at Roser Community Church in Anna Maria has been working for months to gather and fill shoe boxes with toys, school supplies, necessities, and also just some notes of encouragement. They raise money to deliver the boxes as well. This project is part of Operation Christmas Child.
I just wanted to let you know we paid off your layaway. Yeah, Merry Christmas.
The Tampa under-16 AAA hockey team is spreading some Christmas cheer. The team worked together to collect $1,000. They then took that cash to Kmart in Ellington, where they paid off layaways for 12 customers. The boys called the customers themselves to let them know their layaways had been paid off. It's the second year in a row the team has done it. Last year they raised $725. And that's just a wonderful thing. See, they're learning the gift of giving. That's more importantly. And as I grew up, like when I was a kid, and even into my 40s, I wanted for Christmas. But giving is so much easier.
50s made it better for you?
Yeah. Really now? See?
I know, that was too easy.
You have to be the Grinch who stole Christmas, don't you?
No, but you know what? I really appreciate the coaches, especially in a competitive athletic environment like that, who, you know, so much of it is about yourself and being better and competing. But, you know, to take a minute, take some time, think about other people, and make a difference.
See, I bet the coaches are in their 50s because they learned in their 50s that giving is better than getting.
There's a men are slow here line, but it's not a safe time to utter it.
Not good. What's 2 stories this week about people paying off layaways?
Yeah, I've never heard of that before.
That's neat. That's a great phone call to get.
Oh, Christmas spirit.
In case you want to make it.
We've got some dense fog in the area. Dense fog advisories have been issued. We'll talk about that at the end of the fog, and a couple of beautiful days in store for us. Coming up in just a few.
All right, we look forward to that.
You lost me at 50, by the way.
All right, whatever. Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast.
He'll have a great respect for his mother and know that his mother loved him.
Victims of several burglaries in Lee County are taking one parent and coming to thank her after she found out that her son was stealing. We'll show you what the mom ended up doing coming up.
I love big bling for little Ching. That's why I only wear Spectralite diamonds from Created Gems, or I wear nothing at all.
The official Suncoast Storm team at ABC 7. We're here for you.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
If you're depressed, drinking, and using drugs, you may need help.
And the Affordable Care Act guarantees coverage of substance abuse.
Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Are you losing hope? You can recover and get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven, gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment with someone who cares.
Call 1-800-764-8708. That's 1-800-764-8708.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Selling your home? Insist on a 3D showcase tour from Gulf Shores Realty. Virtual tours are flat and boring and look more like a slideshow than a tour. A 3D tour from Gulf Shores Realty is like actually walking through the home without the drive. Get instant access to your next home from any device. Multiple views give homebuyers a perspective like no other. For a limited time, mention ABC7 and Gulf Shores Realty will provide a complimentary 3D tour with your new listing.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the blingiest of them all? You are, with Spectralite diamonds, all gorgeous and affordable. Only found at Creative Gems, where you always get big bling for little ching.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC 7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
DeSoto as well. That is due to the fact that we still have some thick, humid air down here. Now, to the north of us, the air's still humid, but we have some changes going on, mostly in the form of some stronger winds kind of stirring up the atmosphere. I think that will start to take place across southern parts of the viewing area as well, especially as we head into the next hour or two. The dense fog advisory up till about 9 o'clock. And yes, there is some visibility limiting fog down here, but it's not nearly as thick as it has been, and it certainly won't be as persistent. We have had over the last several days some fog that has lingered till 3 o'clock in the afternoon. That's not happening today. We have a wind that is becoming a little brisk right now, north-northwest at about 10. And we'll see that wind shift even further to the north and then eventually to the northeast. When it's at the east, all the fog is going to be pushed right back out into Gulf waters, so it will not be an issue for at least several days. 70-degree temperature right now. Dew point is at 67. We have 70 in Sarasota, Venice, 71 in Inglewood, 68 in Northport, Punta Gorda the same, 67 in Mayaca, 66 Wauchula, Arcadia, 68 in Bradenton Parish, Lakewood Ranch, and Longboat Key at 69. The frontal boundary is just about over us, a little further to the north, sinking southward. It will trigger off a shower or two across the region, but that's it. I mean, more like sprinkles and drizzle than anything else. And then the winds will shift. The winds shifting out of the north-northeast will draw down some slightly drier air. And while this will not be an Arctic plunge, even though it is the very bottom edge of that cold Arctic air mass that has plunged the Northeast into frigid sub-zero temperatures, it won't have much of a punch weather-wise in terms of temperature for us. We'll lower our temperature a couple of degrees for a couple of days, and then we'll see those temperatures rebound back into the 80s by the time we hit the weekend. Forecast looks like this: clouds, then some sunshine later in the afternoon, mild temperatures despite the frontal passage, and shifting winds, which is all important in the fog forecast for us. The cloud cover sinking southward is also going to help aid in removing the fog this morning, as it keeps our nighttime temperatures a little bit warmer this morning, and even as dawn breaks, we'll keep those temperatures a little bit warm. That would generally be the time when the worst of the fog would occur, so its timing is perfect. Watch these wind speeds coming in out of the north. Initially, they'll switch to the east. These are gusts, by the way, and it does get kind of breezy around here. That helps to stir up lower levels of the atmosphere, mixing in some drier air, and also kind of eliminating the fog issues. So all of these things added up together spell a couple of pretty nice days for us, I think. The forecast shaping up like this. We'll have for boaters today a north wind at about 15 that will kick up your seas just a little bit. Boaters giving you 3 to 5 foot seas, and a moderate chop on bay and inland waters. And we're looking at an 8:18 low tide and a high tide at 2:51. Forecast for the remainder of the week looks pretty darn good, I'd have to say, with temperatures in the mid to upper 70s for a couple of days. We'll rebound into the 80s by the weekend. Back to you.
All right. Thank you very much, John. We will be watching for the fog on the roadways. Not as big of a problem as John mentioned up to the north, so Manatee County moving pretty well. Some building volume there. 301 in both directions. I-75 moving well, though. No backups in Bradenton. And once you get down into Sarasota, Fruitville, Bee Ridge, and Clark Roads looking pretty good. I-75 accident-free in Sarasota. And South County also looking good. A bit of a slowdown there, 41 northbound heading into Venice. But other than that, we're off to a nice start this morning. It is 6:18, and as parents, we all want to be role models and teaching our kids the difference between right and wrong.
Well, for one mom in Lee County, she went as far as to go to the police when she found out her son was getting into some trouble. Graham Hunter has that story.
Well, I woke up at 5:30 in the morning to my roommate telling me that her car got robbed.
A stolen iPad.
And I came outside, saw that things were rearranged in my car.
Wallets and phones went missing.
Took my son to school yesterday, and he had a phone, and I wasn't familiar with the phone.
Lakeisha Robinson took the phone from her son Chris Salters and started investigating.
There's no reason for him to have this phone.
She eventually managed to reach the owner. They met in Lehigh Acres.
He was showing me the different charges and stuff from his account.
His wallet had been taken, his credit card used at McDonald's, Wawa, and Walmart.
Since my son had the phone, it's obvious he knows something about it.
Robinson pressed Salters for answers, but at first he denied it.
So I ended up finding McDonald's bag.
She found receipts and called the owner of the phone to see if the amounts matched.
And when he told me, I just broke down.
Sheriff's deputies came to her house and showed her surveillance video from one of the stores. She identified her son, as well as Marcus Stanley and Alvaro Jackson.
What do you want him to learn from this?
I want him to learn he got to be responsible for his actions.
Salters went to jail.
We went. It happened.
A mother trying to teach her son a lesson.
I knew she was mad. I had to tell how she was talking.
And she's just trying to build his character.
He'll have a great respect for his mother and know that his mother loved him.
And still teaching.
No, so what would you say? I apologize for having your phone.
Tough love. I'm a fan.
He seems to have a happy ending, and maybe he learns from the situation and always goes on to do good things, which is what would be great.
Yep.
You have to get it before it goes the wrong way downhill.
It's a tough job being a mom.
Now, yes, and now a home intrusion in Sarasota had a really different result for Sarasota police. You say, knock, knock.
Who's there?
Allie.
Allie who?
Alligator.
Oh my goodness, this officer not only serves and protects against burglars, but gators too. So Sergeant Bruce King is seen here tackling and transporting the alligator off the Sarasota entryway. Wow, talk about going above the badge. The man who owned the home is a retired policeman, and even he was shocked by the incident.
As a retired member of the New York City Police Department, I had a great career full of the most diversified activity you can ever find. but I never saw a Brooklyn cop ever tackle and lasso and secure an alligator.
Well, this explains it. The officer who tackled that gator used to work for the Florida Fish and Wildlife Commission because he actually obviously looks like he knows what he's doing. So he has some experience around animals, but still, the way he handled that gator, nothing short of spectacular. Wow.
Yes, I mean,
It's one thing to tackle a criminal, but gators have a lot of teeth.
See, that's good. That could have been an episode of Cops.
It could have. So
bad boys, bad boys.
Thanks to the police for everything they do.
Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast.
A woman accused of trying to hire a hitman to kill her husband may have to head back to court for a third time. We'll tell you why with GMA's First Look.
Our dad is an incredible man, a great father, and a hero who served his country well. He worked hard to take care of us. Now we take care of Dad with the help of Granny Nannies.
A helping hand and a gentle heart.
The kitchen is where life happens. Minnesota Flooring now offers a wide variety of beautiful quality craft-made cabinetry to make sure the heart of your home reflects your style. Visit us today at our new kitchen and bath cabinetry locations.
The year is winding down, and that means big savings for you during the Big Finish event going on now at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Come shop the area's largest selection of new Jeep Wranglers. Take home a new Jeep Cherokee for as little as $19,999. Or stop by today and drive away in a brand new Jeep Renegade for just $15,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School, serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Don't miss the 19th annual Thunder by the Bay Motorcycle Festival, January 5th through the 8th, to benefit Suncoast Charities for Children. This year's festival welcomes special guest Blue Oyster Cult to the premier sports campus at Lakewood Ranch on January 8th at 4 p.m. Admission is free. Festival events include a sporting clay tournament, kickoff party, welcome Thunder event, Cruise for Cash charity motorcycle ride, and a 2-day Rockin' and Ridin' at the Ranch festival featuring vendors, live music, a Taste of Thunder area, and more. VIP tickets are available. For tickets and info, visit thunderbythebay.org.
Rich finishes, beautiful colors, and over 1,000 different fabrics and leathers to choose from. With Bassett Custom Furniture at Bacon's Furniture and Bedding. Get a quality-built Bassett Queen Sleeper with your choice of inner spring, gel, or Air Dream mattress, starting at only $9.99. Come in today, and we'll guarantee your Bassett Custom Furniture will be shipped before the holidays. With our complimentary design service, start designing, start loving. Only at Bacon's Furniture and Bedding in Port Charlotte. Nobody beats Bacon's.
Granny Nannies. We've been making house calls for over 25 years. When you need home health care services, there really is no place like home.
Grandma! A helping hand and a gentle heart.
Welcome back at 6:24. The closely watched case of a South Florida woman accused of trying to hire a hitman to kill her husband has now ended in a mistrial.
This trial is costing us more money as taxpayers than it costs her to try to hire the man. Now, ABC's Diane Macedo has the story.
In this morning's GMA First Look.
To the judge, we, the jury, after further deliberation, still cannot reach a unanimous verdict.
A bombshell announcement in the murder-for-hire case against Dalia DiPolito. The jury, hopelessly deadlocked.
I must declare a mistrial.
Now the man at the center of the alleged plot is speaking out.
I have to be honest, I'm real surprised. I feel they left so much on the table.
That's Michael DiPolito, the now ex-husband of the woman caught on video, allegedly trying to hire a hitman to kill him in 2009. Only that alleged hitman was actually an undercover police officer. DiPolito has always maintained her innocence, but one juror who voted to find her guilty tells ABC News, quote, "It was real, and she thought he was dead, and this is what she wanted." And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll have more on DiPolito's case. With your GMA First Look, I'm Diane Macedo, ABC News, New York.
always brought me luck.
Not bad.
White Diamonds, the intriguing fragrance from Elizabeth Taylor. This holiday gift set yours for $64 at fine department stores.
More pet parents are turning to grain-free Blue Freedom to help their dogs be at their best. Made with the finest natural ingredients, Blue Freedom has no grains, no glutens, and for some dogs, there's no better diet.
More doing chores for mom per roll? Bounty is more absorbent, so the roll can last 50% longer than the leading ordinary brand. So you get more life per roll. Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
It's simple. I could do all my gift shopping all over town and spend a lot of money, or I could go to Burlington. They have amazing gifts for everyone.
Nice.
And the prices are unbelievable. I got all these gifts at Burlington for under $100.
Sarasota Jungle Gardens invites your family to the Holiday Light Spectacular select nights in December. Come enjoy dazzling light displays, live entertainment, and pictures with Santa. Tickets and information available at the door or online at sarasotajunglegardens.com.
The official Suncoast Storm team at ABC7. We're here for you.
Is your mop a dirty, disgusting mess? You need the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System, the only mop and bucket that spins the dirt away. A system that cleans practically anything and everything with super absorbent microfiber. Dip it in the washer side and the mess releases into the bucket. Then place it in the dryer side and push on the pedal. You get a clean mop pad that's practically dry and ready for more. And your hands will never again touch a dirty, disgusting mop. The heads are washable and reusable. Get the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System for just 2 payments of $19.99. You'll also get a Sticky Buddy, the reusable sticky roller that picks up pet hair and lint and washes clean in seconds. You can take advantage of our 2-for-1 Pick It Up special and get a second spin mop set. Just pay additional shipping and fee. And we'll upgrade you to free priority handling. So don't wait. Order now.
Call 1-800-394-1524 to get your Hurricane Spin Mop double offer. So hurry and call 1-800-394-1524. Call now.
Whether you're a homeowner looking for a professional installation or a contractor looking for top quality products, Sarasota Glass and Mirror can meet your every need.
For 42 years, Sarasota Glass and Mirror has been the area's premier supplier and installer of quality glass products for your home or business. As an authorized PGT WindGuard dealer, we know how to protect your home with everything from the PGT WindGuard impact-resistant windows and doors to shower enclosures and decorative mirrors. The Sarasota Glass and Mirror team has the knowledge to tackle any project.
Kick off the season and find a unique holiday gift at the St. Petersburg Holiday of the Arts. Over 100 artists and thousands of works of contemporary art in photography, glass, sculpture, jewelry, and much more. The 3rd annual St. Petersburg Holiday of the Arts. Saturday and Sunday, December 17 and 18th at South Straw Park in St. Petersburg. Bring your sense of discovery and appreciation of the beautiful at the St. Pete Holiday of the Arts. For more information, visit ParagonArtEvents.com.
If you have a suspicion for harboring prostate cancer, we have a way of diagnosing by using an exquisite instrument called 3-dimensional color flow power Doppler ultrasound. Using this system, we can identify abnormalities within the prostate that you could otherwise never detect. The Totoli Cancer Center is the only center in the southeastern United States which has this technology. If you have prostate cancer, we will find it.
Don't miss Sarasota Jungle Gardens Holiday Light Spectacular select nights in December. There's joyous music, roasting marshmallows, and festive family activities. Tickets and information available at the door or online at sarasotajunglegardens.com.
Merry Christmas.
Coming up on Good Morning Suncoast, the federal death penalty trial of Dylan Roof could soon be handed over to the jury as closing arguments set to begin.
Plus, Walt Disney World Parks and Resorts facing a lawsuit from several former employees, why they say they were victims of discrimination.
If you're planning on doing any traveling this holiday, well, you're not alone. How this year could break records.
ABC7 Studios. This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Welcome back. I'm Stephanie Roberts.
And along with John Scalzi, I'm Don Brennan. And Christmas being on a weekend and on New Year's, I wonder if that has a part of the reason why records will be set. Although I did notice that gas went up like 20 cents a gallon overnight.
We talked about that.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, no, that definitely happened. But yeah, I think you're right with the weekend, because a lot of folks have the Monday off. Other companies have the Friday off. Most all of us are trying to eke it into a 4-day weekend for Christmas, and you can do it again for New Year's. So definitely leads to more people on the road. So.
I think it'll be clogged in some airports too. It'll be
I'm sure.
Yeah, that's the good news is that on our roadways this morning, there's not a lot of clog going on in terms of fog anyway, except down to the south. There is still a dense fog advisory in effect for visibility limited to a quarter mile or less in some locations. We will watch the fog around areas of Arcadia also be thick during the morning hours. Total visibility is not all that really bad this morning compared to what it has been in the past. As I mentioned, we'll continue to see these fog visibilities increasing through the morning hours, and the road clogs lightening just a little bit. The visible satellite imagery shows cloud cover sinking southward. That's a cold front. It's not going to bring much in the way of colder air, but it will bring some drier, less humid air, which will be comfortable, I think, in the afternoons for the next several days. We'll have the complete forecast in just a moment.
Thank you, John. Taking a look at those roadways that are being unclogged by that fog. You see, well, everything's moving along in Manatee County, and that's good to hear. No accidents or delays, and even the problems or issue we had around 41 and Cortez seems to have been dissipated. And as you head down 75, 301, or 41 into Sarasota County, that too is looking good this morning, and all the way into Venice, Northport, all cruising along at 6:32. Now, topping our news this half hour, closing arguments are expected today in the federal death penalty trial of Dylan Roof.
The defense rested their case yesterday without calling any witnesses to the stand. A judge ruled they could not present evidence about Roof's mental health, stating that evidence was irrelevant to whether Roof is guilty of attacking the church. The jury will decide if Roof is guilty of federal hate crimes and obstruction of religion, and if they find Roof guilty, that same jury will return next month and decide if he is sentenced to death or life in prison.
New this morning, Tampa Bay Buccaneers quarterback Jameis Winston has settled a civil lawsuit brought against him by a woman who accused him of rape while the two attended Florida State University. Erica Kinsman sued Winston in April of 2015 for sexual battery, assault, and false imprisonment for the December 2012 incident. Now, prosecutors said there were gaps in her story and not enough evidence to win a conviction. The case was supposed to head to court in April, but the two parties have agreed to settlement. They will file a joint motion for dismissal in the coming weeks.
New this morning, an update to a story we first broke right here on ABC 7 in October of 2015. A group of information technology workers laid off by Walt Disney World says they are now suing the parks and resorts. The lawsuit was filed in federal court in Orlando this week. The group says they were victims of national origin discrimination because they were fired and replaced by contractors from India. The lawsuit claims 250 workers were told they'd need to train their replacements before they were fired at the end of 2014. The lawsuit also alleges violations of the Older Worker Benefit Protection Act. A statement from Disney calls it nonsense and promises a court fight. Yahoo is releasing more information about a security breach that may have affected more than 1 billion accounts. That breach dates back to 2013. It's thought to be separate from a massive cybersecurity incident that was previously announced in September. The hacked data may include names, email addresses, and passwords, but it is not thought to contain financial information. The company is notifying users who may be affected, and it is now asking everyone to change their passwords.
American Airlines is in trouble for their flight delays. The U.S. Department of Transportation fining the airline $1.6 million. The airline is accused of allowing dozens of domestic flights to remain on the tarmac for more than 3 hours without giving passengers the chance to deplane. The federal government requires airlines to allow passengers to get off planes impacted by long delays, as well as provide enough food and water. In a statement, American says it is happy the matter is resolved and is committed to taking care of passengers.
Speaking of flying, more than 6 million Americans plan to fly somewhere for our year-end holiday. In all, AAA predicts 103 million people will travel between December 23rd and January 2nd. That's the highest number of travelers ever recorded. About 93 million people will hit the road this year, which would also be a record. Las Vegas, Orlando, New York, San Diego, and Anaheim top this year's travel destinations. Now to a long-running debate that affects drivers right here in Florida. Lawmakers will once again look at the possibility of repealing the state's no-fault car insurance laws. Under the current system, drivers are required to carry $10,000 in personal injury protection, often called PIP, to help pay for medical expenses after accidents. Senator Jeff Brandes of St. Petersburg says if this law is repealed, premiums would likely go down. His bill also includes a requirement for drivers to carry bodily injury liability coverage.
This proposal simply says, PIP as of 2020 will go away, and in the interim time, the legislature will have a conversation on what the next generation of car insurance is going to look like for the state. But I think we can do it better. I think we can do it smarter and save Floridians money.
The legislature will consider this bill in its upcoming session. Well, a deep freeze is affecting millions of Americans today. Weather alerts in place from North Dakota all the way to Maine as wind chills in these places set to dip well below zero. Thunder snow lighting up the skies in western New York, while in Oregon, drivers in Portland got stuck on roadways with just a dusting of snow there. They don't cope real well there. Doctors recommend that everybody bundles up and beware of those frigid temperatures.
We're thinking mostly in this scenario about frostbite and hypothermia, both of which can be very dangerous to life and limb.
Keep this in mind if you are traveling north for the holidays. Parts of the Midwest through New England feel like it's up to 15 to 30 degrees below zero. So I guess we should stop complaining about our above average temperatures here.
Yes, and the Dolphins are trying to make the playoffs, and they play the Jets on Saturday night. No sun, and it's going to be, it's going to feel like it's 20 below.
That ball will be hard as a rock.
Yeah, Dolphins will be a fish out of water for
Well,
sure.
the weather is not helping the students in Oregon.
A massive snowstorm moved in just as classes were wrapping up at a high school in Portland. You always want the snow to come before class so you can stay home, not be stuck at school. The principal says buses weren't available to pick up the students when school let out, and parents weren't able to reach the school, so the students were sequestered. They had to stay put.
I'm really tired. I'm just a little nervous that I won't be able to get home, but I will eventually. I'm just really hopeful for the bus to come.
I've never actually been holed up at a school before, so that's new.
They look beside themselves.
Yeah, the buses eventually, the TV crews were allowed in. That's where we got the video. No, buses were able to pick the students up, bring them home 5 hours after classes were originally dismissed. You remember that storm around Georgia and Atlanta where that happened and all the kids were stuck at school overnight, some of them. Couldn't 2 years ago.
Kind of a surprise ice storm.
Yeah, if it's not safe to put the buses on the road, I get the district absolutely cannot do that. But explaining that to a group of teenagers.
It's like the
All
breakfast
they got to do
club.
is bring in some pizza.
Yeah, good
But you
point.
can't get it in. That's the
can't get it
problem.
in.
You're
Yeah.
stuck there. So
Maybe
you
the news reporter
you have
brought
to
it.
eat that, the school meal that it was already.
Northern problems.
A dense fog advisory up for some of our area. We'll have that forecast for you coming up right after the break.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Are you considering joint replacement or revision surgery? Consider this. Dr. Edward Stolarski has performed thousands of successful joint replacement procedures and trained surgeons from all over the world. Using advanced technologies, Dr. Stolarski is able to perform some of the most complex surgeries.
I wish I knew about Dr. Stolarski much sooner.
After the surgery, I don't have any pain. It's like I've got a 16-year-old hip.
My name's Ed Stolarski. What I really do is I give people back their life.
Schedule a consultation today.
Hey, I'm really glad that you're taking a few moments to check out this video about the ministry of First Sarasota, Downtown Baptist Church. I'm William Hill, lead pastor here at First Sarasota. For the last 15 years, it's been my privilege to share in the life of this faith community, a community that centers itself around faith, friends, and family. Indeed, it is a ministry that's been in existence right here in this wonderful city for over a century.
They care. They take the time to understand you, take the time to understand your case.
There's no better satisfaction to me than to see a client who is happy because of the job we've done for them.
It's really actually very comforting to know that there's someone that you've heard of and you're getting recommendations about that you can turn to when you have a problem.
I felt like I had a partner in this, and he was going to be by my side.
And so the best that I can do is pray. Luck be a lady tonight. Luck be a lady tonight. Luck if you've ever been a lady to begin with. Luck be a lady tonight. Luck let a gentleman sing. Talking about how nice a day.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
So we're looking at a dense fog advisory from areas of Charlotte County and inland areas around Arcadia, where the fog is a little bit thicker. Looking at some of the webcams, though, and looking at some of the visible satellite, satellite imagery, it doesn't look like it's as thick or as bad as it has been in the past, and certainly not as bad as it was a couple hours ago. I think things are going to work out pretty well. That should allow this morning commute to proceed without too much of a problem from the fog. Just allow yourself a little extra time if you're commuting from inland areas or from the south. 67-degree dew point has fallen just a little bit. We have an air temperature now of 69 degrees, which has risen over the last few hours, kind of hovering between the 70-69-degree temperature. And we have a little bit more cloud cover that's kind of moving into the region due to a frontal boundary sinking southward. North wind now at about 9 will continue to twist from north to northeast as we head into the morning hours and become a little bit breezy as well. It's a frontal boundary. The frontal boundary is the bottom edge of that really cold Arctic blast that we were just talking about in the news a few moments ago. That frontal boundary, though, once it hit the state of Florida, kind of lost a lot of its energy, a lot of its power, and it will move through here without really lowering our temperatures all that much. It will have an effect, however. It will kick up our wind speeds, shift our winds, and draw down some drier air. That drier air will eliminate the fog problem. The wind speeds will be elevated just a little bit for about 24 hours. That, too, will help mix up the air and get rid of the fog issues. So we'll have some clouds around this morning, maybe even a spot of drizzle or patchy rain, and then mild temperatures this afternoon, despite the fact that a cold front has moved through. Temperatures will still be very pleasant, probably running a few degrees above average. Shifting winds will ensure an offshore flow. That means not a chance of fog for the next several mornings. You can hardly see the frontal boundary weather. It's just a few areas of patchy drizzle. Some of it has moved onshore in our area, giving areas around Longboat Key, central Longboat Key, a brief sprinkle. Now we have some just offshore. Doubtful whether that actually makes it to shore. That's why the rain chance, I'm only putting it at about 10% this morning. And that probably only lasts for the next couple hours. Then it's gone. Sunshine will slowly return through the morning hours into the afternoon once that front sinks south. And we'll be left with a really pretty day. And tomorrow looks gorgeous. Saturday also looks pretty nice. But on Saturday, we'll start to see the return of moisture as our winds shift a little bit more to the south and to the east. And that will maybe spell a chance of a shower coming early next work week. Forecast looking like this. For boaters today, winds elevated north at about 15. Watch for that. And then over the next several days, drop our temperature a degree or two, then raise it right back up as we head into the weekend. Moisture returns. So too do fog issues, probably starting on Sunday. Back to you.
All right, looks good. Thank you very much, John. We are off to a quiet start despite the fog in the area. It's not as thick in Manatee County, mostly just misty there. We are seeing increase in volume 301 in both directions. A little bit of a backup now southbound over the 41 bridge as well, but I-75 is moving well. As we head into Sarasota, it's nice and quiet. Fruitville, Bee Ridge, Clark Roads, I-75 not showing any issues. And then we get into South County. Looks like a good start to the morning commute at 6:45.
Well, Stephanie, what's good for the heart could be good for the brain.
Doctors prescribe statins to help lower LDL cholesterol, but the drugs may have an added benefit, reducing Alzheimer's. A new study shows regular use of statins is associated with a reduced risk for Alzheimer's. The study used Medicare data on nearly 400,000 statin users between 2006 and 2008. They found that those exposed to higher levels of statins were 10% less likely to have an Alzheimer's diagnosis. The lead author said all brands of statins seem to have at least some risk reduction.
Millions of people signing up for Obamacare for next year, despite President-elect Donald Trump's vow to repeal it as soon as he takes office in January. The Department of Health and Human Services says just over 4 million people have selected policies for 2017 as of Saturday. It's expected that the new administration will delay putting an actual end to Obamacare for 2 or 3 years while they come up with a replacement plan. An Olympic swimmer, dancer, and, well, he was the boy who cried wolf, and now he's a father-to-be.
Good-looking boy, though. Ryan Lochte is expecting his first child with his fiancée, Kayla Ray Reed. The couple posted this photo on Instagram of them in a pool and Lochte kissing his fiancée's baby bump. The star swimmer captioned the photo with this message: "My Christmas gift came early this year. Can't wait for next year. Best news I've ever received." No word on the baby's gender or expected delivery date.
You're so shallow.
Oh, he's a good guy. USF Bulls fans will welcome their new head football coach at a special meet and greet today. USF selects Charlie Strong to be its 4th coach in school history. Strong replaces Manatee High School alum Willie Taggart, who left to take a big job at the University of Oregon. Strong takes over a Bulls program that won 10 games this season, and he'll make his first public appearance at USF today at 10:30. That is a big event at the USF Marshall Student Center. If you're interested, it is free and open to the public.
And the folks at AARP apparently like Denzel Washington's latest film, Fences. The adaptation of August Wilson's award-winning play leads the nominations for the AARP, the magazine's Movies for Grown-Ups Awards. Fences is up for 8 awards, including Best Actor, Director, and the unique categories of Best Grown-Up Love Story and Best Intergenerational Film. The awards will be handed out on February 6th. For nearly 60 years, he's been a mainstay at Disneyland in California. Oscar Martinez is one of the last real connections to Walt Disney himself. He'll soon celebrate his diamond anniversary of service. He works at the Carnation Cafe along Disney's Main Street as a cook, and more recently as a greeter for the many people who come to visit him. He came to work at Disneyland as a busboy only a year after the park opened. Martinez recently turned 81 and says he has no plans of retiring anytime soon.
Working there will keep you young.
Yeah, definitely. He has a purpose.
That's awesome.
For sure. Now, for the first time ever, a female ringmaster will be running the show at the Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus.
This is great. Feld Entertainment is announcing that Kristen Michelle Wilson will be the new ringmaster for Circus Extreme. She beat out hundreds of candidates in a nationwide search to earn this prestigious role, and she'll take the spotlight beginning January 12th. That first performance will be at the Amway Center in Orlando, and then she'll join the national tour of Circus Extreme. Wilson will be the 39th ringmaster in Ringling Brothers history, and Wilson will be on Good Morning America this morning during the 8 o'clock hour. And of course, Feld Entertainment, based right here in Palmetto. We love to see good things happen.
And it is an art form. That ringmaster, he obviously commands attention, but he has to keep moving things, you know, like a traffic director, and yet do it entertainingly and effortlessly.
Yes, multitasking in the spotlight.
Yes, I love the circus.
Good for her. Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast.
They may have thousands of miles between them, but one family not letting that get in the way of their annual holiday Christmas card. We'll show you why the picture is now going viral.
I love big bling for little Ching. That's why I only wear Spectralite diamonds from Created Gems, or I wear nothing at all.
ABC 7 is the most watched, most trusted news source on the Suncoast, and we owe it all to you, our loyal viewers. Thank you for making us #1.
This is a special health alert for seniors suffering with joint pain. If you have Medicare insurance, you may qualify for high-quality support braces at little or no cost.
I'm thrilled with my knee braces.
Now, there is a simple and proven solution for seniors to get out of pain with state-of-the-art support braces.
I barely feel any pain at all.
Braces for your knees and back, as well as your shoulders and ankles, too.
I'm so happy with the quality of these braces.
Call now, and you could qualify for a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost.
I can play ball again, and it doesn't hurt.
And because of my Medicare coverage, it costs me next to nothing.
So call now.
And because I have this red, white, and blue Medicare card, my braces have cost me just about nothing.
It's true. You may get a knee, back, shoulder, and ankle brace at little or no cost.
They qualified me for 2 knee braces and a back brace.
If you have knee or back pain, give them a call. They can help.
1-800-476-8967. 1-800-476-8967.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com. A-N-D services.com.
This holiday season, give the greatest gifts of all, safety and peace of mind. Subaru offers more 2016 IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus winners than any other brand. And Subaru has the best resale value of all brands for 2016. Now, during the Subaru Share the Love event, you can lease a new Forester for just $209 a month or get 0% financing. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Sarasota, we're uncorking something special at Michael's Wine Cellar and Tasting Room. Shop in a relaxed atmosphere with our wine specialists. You'll find 1,000 international wines, 200 under $20. National brand and boutique liquors at competitive pricing. Handcrafted beers. Stop by Michael's Wine Cellar and Tasting Room today and let us show you something exceptional.
A poodle butter dish. I'll use this. A chicken purse. It's so artsy. You're really good at giving gifts.
This holiday, give the perfect gift.
Perfect.
Flowers, always the perfect gift. Beneva Flowers and Gifts, exceeding your expectations.
Don't hate me because I'm blingable. Get your bling on with affordable Spectralite diamonds exclusively at Created Gems in gold and silver, where you always get big bling for little ching.
Welcome back, everybody. We have some breaking news to tell you about.
Yeah, this coming in from overnight. According to information we are getting, 4 people have been taken to the hospital after a car crashed into a truck and a tree outside a Bradenton home on Martin Luther King Avenue. Crews currently on the scene investigating the cause of the crash. It says no one inside the neighboring home is hurt. But again, 4 people taken to the hospital. You may want to avoid Martin Luther King Avenue in Bradenton. At 6:54, here's what else you need to know before you go. Sarasota County wants to hear from the public on a plan to build a new overpass that would connect Lakewood Ranch Boulevard and Cattleman Road. A public hearing will take place today. Longboat Key Emergency Management wants to begin a new program that would allow the fire department to check on patients recently released from the hospital. And the vacant Orange Ridge Bullock Elementary School in Manatee County will soon once again be used as a charter school. Taking a look at the roadways, we are seeing some heavier traffic now on State Road 70 in both directions right around 301, but things look good on I-75. Heading into Sarasota County, Fruitville, Bee Ridge, Clark Roads all moving okay. We do have an indication of one problem there south of Bee Ridge Road. It's partially blocked Proctor and Swift, but again, not a main thoroughfare right there. And I-75 accident and delay free in South County. But John, it sounds like we're still seeing some fog in the south.
Dense fog advisory is still in effect for areas of Charlotte County, inland around Arcadia. But you know what? It's getting better and better with every passing minute. So I think that won't be a big deal. A chance of a shower, sprinkle, I should say, maybe a little patchy drizzle over the course of the next couple hours, then start to clear out. Frontal boundary will have sunk south. That will shift our winds to the northeast, get a little bit breezy this afternoon. Sunshine will return, and it'll be a lovely couple of days before we warm up again.
Thank you, John. Now, for military families, holidays can be tough if a loved one is deployed overseas. So one Colorado family making that message known with a Christmas photo that's gone viral. Brandon Sistrunk is a staff sergeant in the Air Force deployed in Iraq right now. So his wife and kids created a Christmas picture and digitally added him to that picture. When his wife Ashley posted the picture online, it got a lot of attention. Ashley says although they are sad that Brandon can't be home for the holidays, they are trying to put a positive spin on the situation with this picture.
And look at that, she got the kids to actually look up at her while she pretended she was kissing him.
Yeah,
I
she did a
love
good
that.
job of
She did a
producing and
great job
directing that,
digitally,
yes.
and the family, of course, doing a great job for serving our country. So we appreciate them and everybody else. Keep them in your thoughts this holiday season. That's all for today. Good Morning America is coming up next. Have a great day.